I am going to do a review of the film Isn't It Romantic? I loved the film. To be honest, it's been one of the best films we've had so far. It was fresh, it was new, and it was a film that most of us can relate to. I love Rebel Wilson. I think she's amazing. I think to be able to do comedy and the stunts and the things that she does when she's in this square and she's shouting at all the F words and it's all being bleeped out. I just think that she has to have an amazing personality to be able to throw herself that much into the work that she does do. And as Rebel tells us on the Graham Autumn show, you have an alter ego, and I actually agree with that. And what can I say? It comes out. She is extremely cool in her own way, proving you don't have to be a skinny to look fabulous and gorgeous, because the outfits that she gets put in are stunning and to die for. When I heard I read it, I thought, oh my god, is there anything this woman can't do, because of how well it played out. It moves adequately at a fast pace. Towards the end, she nearly had me in tears, because Josh was always looking at her, but she thought he was always looking at the poster. There were a few things that stuck with me personally, which was at the beginning. And at the beginning, as a child, she was never cynical. Basically, she was taught by her mom how to be cynical, and that was hard to watch. It was very sad, because what moms are supposed to do is tell their kids, yes, you are beautiful, you're precious for me, and you'll be precious to somebody else. The sorts of things that only a mother could say, but she never got any of that. No, and I just found that quite sad. And you could see her little eyes in the video. So you can understand, we can all understand why she is the way he is. And I mean, obviously I've been through something similar, not with my mom, just like bullying, teasing kids at schools, because guess what they do? You're nothing special. Who'd want to date you? And it's just, it's just hips at your self-esteem, and they are basically trying to tear it down. And yes, it just makes me really mad when people do this. And in the film, it was her mom. But I don't think her mom was actively trying to push her down. It was her mom's perspective of love, her mom's perspective of the world, and it rubbed off. And this is also what really bothers me, because people, not everybody, but there are people out there who don't love themselves. Now, I don't mean love yourself, like put the the glamorous makeup on and all this business. What I mean is, in here, they don't love themselves, and they put themselves down. Oh, I'm just fat. Oh, I'm just lazy. Oh, I'm just this. Oh, I'm just that. No, I just think that's really heartbreaking and sad. And I think to love yourself fully, I just think it's a major thing to have achieved in your life, because it takes years to do this. And in the film, what she thought she had to do was to stop the wedding. No, she needed to realise she is beautiful, she is special, she is all these things. What I liked about this film, even though there were moments that were sad, nothing was too deep. So anybody watching it can read into it as much or as little as they wanted. It was bright, cheery. You almost wanted to laugh, and you almost wanted to cry, or you were rooting for her. And I just thought, that's amazing. That's really amazing. It was a little bit like the film 13 going on 30, where the girl gets everything she could possibly want. The high-powered job, the body of a god husband, the amazing apartment with the walk-in wardrobe, robes. These are things I've dreamed of. You know, the well-behaved dog. It is basically the perfect lifestyle, which it actually does exist, but nobody's that perfect. That is why they have to one-up people. Anyway, Rebel made it work because she felt that she didn't belong there, and because she was authentic and she never really needed any of it. And she kept making points about it. This isn't my home, blah, blah, blah. That isn't my dog, you know. I, on the other hand, being put into that lifestyle, that would make my personality worse. It really would make it worse. I mean, every day I do try and be authentic, tell the truth, be real, because I know that's what people look in a person and relate to and respect people who are of authentic natures. But if I was in that lifestyle, you wouldn't be able to say the exact things about me than Rebel, because that would make my personality unbearable. It would make it worse, because if I had people who constantly pandered to me, who never answered me back, I would lose respect for them. And especially if they're constantly at my beck and call, I would take them for granted. I would have a huge ego if people admired me, wanted to be me, and if people were itchy to me and I was above them or on the same level, I'd have no qualms in taking them down. My competitive side would come out, where I'd feel I'd have to constantly one-up them, and if I could screw them over to come out looking better in that lifestyle, I actually would, because you see, Blake actually would screw her over for her ideas, and unfortunately that is what people do. It doesn't matter where the idea came from, as long as they get to promote it. Exactly the same as 13 going on 30. Instead of screwing over the person that screwed them over, they both went for love, and that was the selling point, the moving point of the films. And when Rebel finally came back to the real world, she was like, get your own coffee. The machine's broken. You do your own job. And yeah, because she was a people pleaser in the beginning, I almost cringed for her. You know, and I like to think lots of people can relate to this. I mean, I know I can, because I feel that lots of things have happened to me throughout my own life, and I just feel it's only made me stronger. I feel it has made me not take any crap from anybody, and to know my own self-worth, and I don't have to be around people who put me down. And she went in that room and promoted her ideas like a boss. So, woman power to her always. The final thing that I want to talk about, and this resonated with me a lot, was when Annie was on the edge of her bed and she was gonna pack up. She tried to get Josh back and she couldn't, and all this business, and her idea was screwed over, and yeah, so she was packing. He comes in and he sits on the bed, and they have this moment where he's trying to tell her not to give up by using his personal experience. When I was younger, he said, I was so afraid to put myself out there for love. That, and you know what? Nobody ever knew that my heart was constantly broken. Constantly. And then he goes on to say, how could they know? He never let them see it. He then goes on to say, and you can never find a being more worthy of love than yourself. That was me all them years ago, and I never had the chance to tell somebody that I loved them because I was too afraid. I was too afraid, and it scared me, and I never let him know just how much I was hurting. And he was a bit of a dick at the time because he did like me. So this is the thing that guys do when they like you and they are trying to make a point that they are over you. They will try and get with somebody else. Why? Because you actually meant something to them, and they're like, yeah, she's much better than you, when really she's not a touch on you. And in all my years, 2 guys have ever done this. There was one in my middle school and one in my high school, and I actually told one of them eventually. I mean, he was being a bit of an idiot at the time, and he was constantly pandering and following this different girl, and I was jealous. I didn't realise how jealous I actually was. Anyway, and he was going, oh, she's this and oh, she's that, and I, up until this point, I'd never told him, and I think at that point I was hurt, but so mad. I'm like, yeah, I can't believe there was one time I ever felt anything for you. And I walked off. Funnily enough, he came and he found me and he said, I'm touched. But he couldn't say it at night because he'd moved on and I'd moved on. But, you know, it's, well, for me, at the time it was young love and not experienced enough. So, but enough about me. I love this film because on every thing I've mentioned here, it has resonated with me. And Rebel, she's amazing, and I love her movies. In fact, this movie has actually inspired me to watch more of her movies, and I just think she must be somebody special, pretty special, to follow when, you know, when she's made this much kind of an impact on one film. But it was always uplifting. It was always uplifting. It was always happy and joyful. And I was rooting for her too. And she, gosh. Not the 6-foot bodybuilder in a suit. The authentic, real man who liked her for her.